What is up, gang? What is up, squad? Today we're gonna be reacting to the ACC quarterfinals, Georgia Tech versus Duke. Now I don't know nothing about Georgia Tech, but I know Duke got that boy Cooper Flag, so I know it's gonna be a game, man. Good game for sure. Before we get into the video, man, y'all know what to do. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, man. Let me know what y'all think about the video, man.
This is the ACC Men's Basketball Tournament presented by T. Rowe Price. Day 1, some special performances. Day 3 here in Charlotte means the top 4 seeds will play for the first time. The number 1 team in America hits the floor. The Duke Blue Devils facing upset-minded Georgia Tech. As we check out the bracket, the number 8 seed Georgia Tech looking for a big one. North Carolina and Wake Forest tangle in game 2. Tonight, number 2 Louisville meeting Stanford, another ACC newcomer. SMU takes on number 3 Clemson at 9:30. But the simple fact is this: everybody's here to see one play.
Hold on. I'm just trying to see the bracket. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. So how SMU advance? I don't get this. How they advance if they lost? Just the loser bracket right here or something? I know I'm not tweaking. Y'all see that shit too, right? Cause Stanford won, North Carolina won, Georgia Tech won. They lost. How they in there?
Player above all.
In their matchup yesterday, and is looking to have a big performance here tonight for the Yellow Jackets.
Georgia Tech, the number 8 seed. Only 8 scholarship players available. They have endured a very tough season in terms of injuries, but playing well at this time of the year. There's James up high on the wing. Cooper Flag floating into the corner. Over the top, and Noliimit could not get the dunk to go. Back outside for Proctor, straight on, and he can't hit it. Noliimit tried to keep it alive with a tip, but back over to the Yellow Jackets.
You often see the Blue Devils come out with an opportunity for Noliimit at the rim. This time unable to finish it off, but establishing him early, and that they're going to be a presence in the paint.
Now keep an eye on kickball here on Nathan George, number 1 for the Yellow Jackets, one of the top assist men in the country. About 6.5 per game. He had 8 of them against Virginia yesterday.
And when you look at Nate George, he's going to be looking to get the basketball to the guy with the ball in his hands now, Dongo, who has an advantage off the bounce, showing it early of the first possession offensively against Noliimit.
Boy, the 6'9 sophomore from Senegal. And Dongo on the drive, and a block from behind by Noliimit. Going to get a second effort. Powell on the baseline, and will turn it over.
He tries to go back to the right hand, bringing the basketball back to Noliimit. You've got to finish with the...
Noliimit, all ACC honorable mention, 7-2. Knipple with the drive with the left hand, and Duke is on the board. Jade Musoff, the freshman out of Maryland, bouncing here for Duncan Powell, went off for 21 against Virginia. Most of those in the paint. Noliimit again cleans it up.
Noliimit sitting back there waiting for you, and that's one of the things that, you know, the Duke staff talked to their team about out of nowhere to come up with the offensive rebound.
Great movement, another terrific fake. Knipple fakes again, and 2. They are ranked as the most efficient offense in the country. George on the attack to the baseline. Here's Powell outside with a long one, and he'll stick the triple.
And Duncan Powell, who's been a...
Duncan Powell was
Duncan Powell, who's been a...
That's crazy.
Way downtown, George with a miss. Duke owns the 2nd highest net in Ken Palm history as Proctor.
Addition of this year's Blue Devils team. No Jay Lucas, associate head coach, with them at the ACC tournament, as Nate George is able to get into the paint and score. Caleb Foster for Sion James, the point guards, who normally rely on Jay Lucas for their guidance.
Foster, Evans, and Brown getting ready to check into the game for Duke. And a basket. Count that. He'll be headed to the line as well.
The reach of Noliimit, however, he's successful for the bucket.
Knipple back out for Flag. trying to get around Powell, and a strong move using that window. Cooper Flagg, who had just 2 points in the first half, but that's not the...
But he had a chance, OB, to be the first person to ever win Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year, and Defensive Player of the Year. Duncan Powell knocks down his second three and then daps up Davis Stoudemire along the sideline.
And in the top 10 in the nation in assists per game.
And this is a mismatch here that Ndongo needs to take advantage of. However, he finds the hot guy. And Duncan Powell, whenever to the right spot, you see the double team coming. Well, really not much of a double team there. They just, guys are off the spot, but allowing Ndongo to deliver a strike to Powell on the opposite side is able to find the laces, knock down his third three-point.
Duke has gone scoreless for over 3 minutes.
They low-key hooping on that.
Ndongo for Sutton, he'll lift.
They low-key hooping on that ad now.
He knocks down a three. Duke needs somebody. James spinning into the lane. Yes.
Look, boy.
A much-needed bucket for the Blue Devils. Sion James attacking the rim very hard on that possession.
Knipple. A feathery pass. Malawat with a little hook for two. They out-rebounded the Who's 44-26 in that win. Proctor loses it. And Ndongo bounces for Terry. He'll sling.
A great job by Ndongo getting his head up. And Georgia Tech being the scrappy team to start this game. By Ndongo finding Terry.
Talking about the number 2 and the number 3 seed in this tournament. Tough catch there by Ndongo, and banks it in. What an outstanding move.
The miss by Duncan Powell. They're still shooting 50% from three.
Flagg trying to take the baseline. Went for the dunk, and he's denied by Ndongo.
He's not afraid to challenge anyone at the rim. This time he wins the battle against Cooper Flagg. Trying to go off the bounce. For the Blue Devils, it's due something other than and the energy he brings from the defensive end of the floor.
George bodies up with him.
Nice.
Now goes by him on the drive. Scoop shot. And tipped up and in by Ndongo.
You gotta make that. That's nice.
Biggest lead of the day here for Georgia Tech.
And it's simply just Nathan George running into the shoulder. And as Malik Brown sticks out that left shoulder to try to get back in defensively, it's very simple. The Duke patrons, they'll tell you that being down isn't that big of a deal. Losing Malik Brown is a much bigger deal because you may not see him again this season after injuring that left shoulder for a second time.
And Duke looking for somebody to start to make baskets.
And Duke now going to his zone defensively. This is often what they do with Patrick Gumba along the back line. And Gumba standing tall. The nice find from Nate George to Ndongo along the baseline, ready.
Powell with a strong move, and it's Cooper Flagg to say not this time. Here's Evans to line one up. And finally,
coming from the blind side, denying the opportunity and turning into a showtime along the baseline, ready.
Powell with a strong move, and it's Cooper Flagg to say not this time. Here's Evans to line one up. And finally,
switching up his defenses to try to throw Georgia Tech off balance.
Outside, Mustaf got a really good look. Won't drop in for him. Cooper Flagg went down, grabbing at his left ankle area as he went down after the rebound. Oh my.
You gotta blame it. You gotta blame
Gets up.
What's that nigga that be sweeping the forest?
And needs help.
That look like an ankle sprain. They know that's that man. They don't want him gone.
Obi, this just went from bad to worse.
Right.
For the Blue Devils, when you consider you've already lost Malik Brown and Cooper Flagg needing assistance off the floor. And when you consider the height as to which he got that rebound, it landed on someone's foot.
In pain on the bench. They've already lost Malik Brown to his shoulder. Again, George will swish in a triple.
And Nathan George taking advantage
Here's Powell with a shot clock down to 7.
Get past. Oh, man, you can't get on that.
Mustaf deep in the corner, trying to get around the hip of Knipple, and blocked there by Malawach.
Focus on who's on the floor. You have to get
Duke,
fouls because they
so
were
many
way
players.
too tight on the offensive end and just playing more relaxed together.
Angel, you know this very well, of course, after being on the court for so long, play for that guy. And, of course, with the Blue Devils right now, they're playing not only for themselves, but for Cooper and Malik as well.
You're playing for 2 and a very popular assistant coach as well. Last time they led it was 6-5. Here it comes from James. Got it! Kick back over to Duke. Leading 34-31. Without Cooper Flagg and Malik Brown. A block by Powell, but it comes free to Gillis. Here's Proctor.
Force Georgia Tech to have to guard you longer on the possession.
Proctor. Nifty dribble. Can't stick it. Back up again. No. The follow is up and in by Malawach.
Damon Stoudemire concerned as to where he's going to get scoring against this Duke Blue Devil team.
And a pick by Proctor. And will slam it down.
On that rim.
And Duke continues to roll 38-31.
Doing the job defensively, coming up with the steal. Also the highlight.
Yes, sir.
To give his team a 7-point lead. That is an encouraging sign. No boot on. I'm sure that there will be a tremendous amount of rehab and ice, etc. But normally on the floor right now, Isaiah Evans, they leaned on him in the first half. He knocked down the 2 threes for Duke in that first session.
Instant offense. Powell trying to go through him, and he does.
You can't play. You want to make sure you're on the bench, encouraging and doing anything you can to help your team win.
In for Evans, instant offense.
So I don't want anyone to think that they'll be as good offensively without Cooper Flagg, but they'll be fine.
Powell from the corner, drains it.
This is the
end of the floor
where Cooper Flagg will be missed.
14 for Duncan Powell, coming up 21 against Virginia yesterday. Inside, and a layup and in by Gungba.
And Gungba continues to give the Blue Devils great minutes when you put Patrick Gungba in the game.
Ndongo set the screen out for Terry, who's been really quiet for a couple of days here. He wants to heat up. His bucket gives him 4. The winner to advance to the semifinals tomorrow. Evans on the attack off the window for 2. Here's Knipple. Yes. A triple on the money. He has 12 points. But they need a comeback. They need a hot hand. Mustaf on the dribble. Almost lost it. Shot clock to 5. Terry outside. Terry on the crossover dribble. And yes.
That was a much-needed bucket.
Much like Jalen Withers, I mean, for North Carolina.
Yes.
Lighten up as a Charlotte guy. 1 triple after that. Malawach with the slam. As Knipple alley-ooped it.
Those 2 guys tried to connect on the first possession of the game. The best freshman. However, you still got some pretty good ones. Con Knipple, Common Malawach connecting for an alley-oops.
He's had a very different second half.
Knockdown.
Here comes Evans. Wide open to nail it.
Gotta imagine they had a hard-fought win yesterday against Virginia.
On his head again.
Great execution by the Blue Devils against the zone.
Knipple and Malawach. And once again, racing to the other end to play defense. By Ndongo at the block. Terry, hey, quick strike, and he'll be at the line looking for a 3-point play.
The zone. I believe Ndongo had a little help on this block. I think the rim actually got it first, but Lance Terry attacking one-on-one.
Malawach off for Proctor. Proctor jumping in the paint. The tip really well done by Sion James. And shoots over 50%, makes his threes, and doesn't turn the ball over. Powell's been kind of quiet as of late, starting to heat up again with a 3-pointer.
And coming up with a big bucket to get the lead back to 8.
5 minutes to go in Charlotte. Knipple threading inside, banks it in, he'll go to the line. The bench, once again, Knipple showing up.
But you like Con Knipple being aggressive, getting downhill, attacking off the bounce.
Knipple looking to break free. On the drive, and it spins in.
The guy that puts the pressure on defenses by getting into the paint, that's normally Cooper Flagg's job.
Buried by Powell. Under 4 minutes to go in Charlotte. Knipple, and a slam by Malawach.
Possibly in the semifinals, but their first mention here in the quarterfinals.
So far, I hope you brought your chalk to Charlotte. Terry on the drive, and Knipple got a hand on it. He's had a big game.
Time is not on their side. They're going to have to find a way to make a push, and quickly.
George got it up there and hits a three. That's one way to do it. Who's been impressive here in this tournament. Sutton is open. Yes, a three on target. George lost it. Knipple scoops. Malawach slams it down. Duke by 10 again. Emphatically. Terry getting down and tied up. Possession arrow will keep it on this end for Georgia Tech. But you talk about weathering a storm today. That's what Duke has done.
They really have. And Nate George just loses the basketball. Con Knipple keeping his head up, allowing Kama Malawach to show off his ball handling skills in the.
So a standout performance for him in the quarterfinals. George getting it off for Terry. And that one rattles in from three-point land. So the Yellow Jackets continue to fight with 37 seconds to go. There's no quitting. Finals. Duke will be trying to beat them for the third time this season. It's very tough to do.
I've heard that. However, I got smacked by North Carolina in '93 twice in the regular season. And then they beat us again in the ACC tournament here in Charlotte. So it wasn't that difficult. But when you look at the star stories for the Blue Devils this afternoon, it was the freshman that stepped up, and not the freshman that you would expect.
Right.
But three freshmen for the Blue Devils with 24 and 14 points respectively.
Knipple again, and once again they'll foul him. ACC tournament, they gave Duke quite a scare in the first half after winning yesterday. But today Duke overcomes. And it was a long afternoon, but they win it 78-70. Very serious injury concerns, but Duke moves on to the semifinals. 78-70. Con Knipple, the star.
And give Georgia Tech a tremendous amount of credit. They came in, they brought it to the Blue Devils in this first half. However, Duke responding without two of their brothers, able to step it up. As you mentioned, Con Knipple was spectacular in the second half. Great performances, especially on the defensive end by Tyrese Proctor, Sion James as well. Isaiah Evans stepping up as common mouth.
All right, man, you finna watch all that, bro. Yeah, man, we out of here, man. Make sure I like, comment, subscribe, man. We out, gang.